Hi, my name is Reed White.
Hi, my name is Brian Bauer.
My name is Austin Kornbluth.
I'm Andrew Emanzor.
I'm Nathan Hirschberg.
My name is Evan Hummel.
I'm Josh Davidoff.
I'm Kevin Sheehan. I'm a senior and I'm in the iSchool, so I have a major in information management and technology. I also have a minor in FALC for sports analytics, so I'm hopefully going to do something with IT consulting, and I received a textbook scholarship.
I'm from Bemis Point, New York. I'm currently a junior studying finance and advertising, and I received the Herb Dean Scholarship in addition to a textbook scholarship this past spring.
I'm a junior studying international relations. I received the Dave Thorpe GSI Attendee Scholarship last spring.
I am from Long Island, New York. I am currently a junior at Syracuse studying political science and philosophy, and I was a recipient of the Raymond Lucci Emerging Leader Scholarship.
I'm from Sturbridge, Massachusetts. I'm a senior here at Syracuse. I'm majoring in political science and policy studies with a minor in data analytics. And the scholarship that I received was the Dikaia Scholarship.
I'm a junior. I'm in the Zeta class, and I got the Special Recognition Award. Studying entrepreneurship, and I am from Rochester, New York.
I am a junior from Wilmette, Illinois, and I was one of the recipients of the Jock Stratton Award.
I'm a senior, graduating May 2021, current sport management major with a minor in sport analytics. Last year I received a textbook scholarship from Dikaia.
Some of my career goals are to work in law. I've thought about going into being a public defender. My goal is really to help people, and that's something that being in Upsilon has really helped me achieve. It's helped me grow my network and helped me understand the value of perspective, the value of failure, and learning how to build from those failures.
My career path is a little bit interesting, a little bit off the beaten track, because I'm an ROTC student, so I have to serve in the Army for an extended period of time after I graduate. But DU has certainly helped my goals for when I transition back into the civilian job search, because alumni have set me up with internships when I was in Hong Kong, and I was really able to connect with the PR and advertising industry.
What I thought was really important, rushing DU, was that every brother was super welcoming and super comfortable, and I think that's something that I strive to do, whether it's during rush or during the pledge process, to make all the new pledges and new members feel comfortable and feel excited to be a part of this great community. So that's something I strive for.
I'd say DU's done a very good job at holding me accountable, both for my grades and pushing me to be the best I can inside and outside of the classroom.
Being able to talk to people about what their career goals were, what their aspirations were, you start to get a sense of what you personally want to do. And for me, that was something in the public sector, in government. One of our core values that I take very seriously is advancement of justice. And I think that's one thing a lot of guys who graduated previously and myself have sort of thought about and internalized.
Getting to collaborate with people has really been impactful for me in the house, which I think aligns a lot with what I want to do with my career, working in a big corporate job, and really working within an organization, not for my own good, but for the betterment of the organization. So being in the house has taught me that and how to work for something bigger than myself.
I've always been interested in law, and now more specifically corporate law. Coming to Syracuse, I knew there was a lot of potential for growth there. And joining DU, I wasn't 100% sure how much that would do for that kind of career path. But even just talking to some advisors and some of the older alumni and even kids in the house, I've grown a lot, and that career path has become a lot more possible. Guys like Mike Whalen, who was my advisor when I was recruitment chair, has helped me out a lot with that aspect. He's given me and him have spoken about recruitment and even my future, and it's given me great insight on things that I have to do moving forward to make that a possibility. I didn't grow up in the most financially stable family. A lot of the stuff I had to do, I had to make it my own way. The only reason I'm able to go to Syracuse is because of the scholarships within merit that I was able to earn from the school itself. Going to law school was something that I always wanted, and wasn't something that my parents were 100% with because of the cost aspect of it. So I've been working a lot lately because they told me that if that's something I want to do, I'm going to have to self-fund it. The idea of taking out loans is very scary, but it's something that I feel like if I work hard enough, I'll be able to get to a place where I'm happy enough and a place that's going to go to propel my career goals.
So one of the ways I had the chance to give back to DU was actually serving as the Academic Excellence Chair for the spring of 2020. I really enjoyed doing so. It was awesome to be put in a position to push my brothers towards success in the classroom, to hopefully help them gain some opportunities through doing so.
I joined DU in the spring of 2018, and since then I've always wanted to be involved. I first was the family alumni chair, and I thought that was a great way to give back, doing family weekend, alumni weekend, and just being a networking contact for our parents and the alumni and everyone that helps fund us. And then my next step or next progression was to be the DU External Relations VP. So that's basically just a bigger role, and I thought by doing that I could give back. And then my current role is civic engagement on IFC. So kind of being our rep for IFC and to the school, I thought it was just a great way to kind of expand DU, expand my roles, and give back as much as possible to the fraternity that's really given me a lot in life.
I just remember on alumni weekend when we had alumni such as Minty coming in and fixing all these lights up here and redoing the chapter room. I think that'd be really cool if I can come back with a few of the brothers here right now and make wherever we're at a little more homey, a little more memorable time for DU.
One of the ways that I gave back to DU, I think, was through doing this, being the Dikaia Scholar. I was able to coordinate an alumni ceremony with the scholarships. I was also able to spend over $2,000 on the chapter room renovations that we're sitting in right now. So I think that doing this kind of leaves a lasting legacy, as well as choosing the next, helping choose the next Dikaia Scholar. Really put me in a good position to give back to the house.
Biggest way of giving back was being an executive in the house. I was a secretary fall of 2019, and then I've had the privilege to be the vice president past 2 semesters.
I've learned how to operate outside of my comfort zone. Going to a school with 20,000 kids, coming from a hometown and a high school that only had 600 kids in it, was a big challenge for me. It was hard to get to know 80 guys and open up to them and really show them who I am. But after I made the jump, it was really, really easy from there.
I think the biggest change for me being at SU, and more specifically being in DU, is perspective. When you have 75 guys all around you at all times, you really learn what it's like to be a brother. You really learn what it's like to be in a community, and that includes communication. It includes being respectful, and it also includes knowing when to talk and knowing when to stay silent. And I think that's really important, because having that perspective really gives you an understanding of how the world works and how to use your strengths to your advantage.
I've managed my time more efficiently, because it is definitely a struggle to be hanging out with some of the brothers, and also being up at 5 a.m. the next morning is definitely a challenge with all the course load I also have. It's also made me a little more responsible as a person to be able to, again, prioritize those tasks and decide what I can and cannot do.
I've seen myself go through a lot. I've seen myself in its highest and its lowest terms to myself. And I'm at a place right now where I'm very happy. And I think that the majority of that is due to this fraternity. I am so happy with where I am right now. And I know there still is a lot of room for improvement in a lot of places where I still can continue to grow. But I don't think I could have done it without this house.
Or what my original intentions were for the scholarship I received was to put it towards my abroad experience. I think that's something that would have been a really awesome experience. Me and one of our other brothers in the chapter, Aaron Swartz, were planning on going abroad. Unfortunately, that was canceled.
Unfortunately, the money was meant towards dual, and with that being canceled, I was very heartbroken, because I was really excited to be able to see how other chapters work across the country. But the majority of the money I did put towards, like I previously said, towards my law school path.
It's about 180 I use for textbooks and school required books and things of the sort. And I use the rest of the money for Excel certification. So that helped me get a skill down that I can put on my resume now, and it'll make me more professionally able in the future when I'm looking for employment.
I use the money to invest into comic books. I'm a big comic book investor, so that's what I spend my money on.
Hopefully in 5 years, I am done with law school and on my right track to becoming a corporate lawyer. And then maybe a few years after that, I could pick up business and move around. But for right now, I'm very happy living in the moment and very happy planning all of that out.
5 years from now, I will still be in the military, wherever that may take me. Hopefully it will be some sort of field of military intelligence, kind of on the ground, doing some cool stuff on the front lines as far as that aspect goes. But I hope to kind of use that as a career development and professional development for risk assessment and making decisions to effectively solve and accomplish goals set forth by my higher authority commanders. But I hope to use that experience and to either go into some sort of business management civilian career or pursue my professional and education to get a law degree and go into that side of a civilian career path.
5 years, hopefully practicing some sort of law or representation within sport. Hopefully living in a nice city like New York City, where I'm from. This year especially has taught a lot of people don't count on anything because things will change like that. So just gonna keep kind of chugging along and hopefully end up somewhere that I want to be.
It was actually the first week of this semester. I was walking home from school to my house over on Livingston. It's about a 10-minute walk. And while walking, I felt very unsafe. I don't really know what was going on with me, but I felt like I was just having some sort of a panic attack. My heart was racing. I felt very uncomfortable. And so I sat down in front of Ernie Davis, just sat on a bench, and I just called my big. And he came right over, he answered right away, and left the house immediately, and just came to walk me home. And I thought that was a really good time when a brother really helped me out when I needed it.
I'll say one about a potential new member we had, who is now a brother in the house, was really on the fence about joining Greek life as a whole. He had a really bad kind of connotation in his head as to what Greek life was. I met with him prior to even the beginning of recruitment and kind of showed him who I was and who our house was about, and convinced him otherwise, that Greek life can have a positive impact on you. And I was grateful that I did, because he ended up joining the chapter, and he's been one of my closest friends and a great brother in the chapter who is now also an executive. And I actually rushed Greek life 3 times and was really down the first 2 times when I didn't get a bid from the chapter. And I met my eventual big, who convinced me that I was worth being in a chapter, because when you don't get a bid twice, 2 semesters, it's kind of demoralizing. But he convinced me that just because some other people don't think you're worth being a bid in their chapter doesn't mean we don't think so. And that was a big morale boost. So kind of similar stories in which I helped someone out and they helped me out. Kind of just reaffirming that Greek life is positive. This chapter has been positive on tons of people, and I hope it continues to be.
The alumni know, at least, the Bazoo is kind of their golden piece. It's something that kind of brings us all together, and it's informational, and it talks about the undergrad, our families, and the alumni all participating in this great thing. And Drew Regalato was our VP of External Relations, and he came to me with the big task of kind of spearheading and leading it, and I kind of just took it and ran with it, and he helped me along the way. There was times when I couldn't get things done, or couldn't make a simple edit about a certain thing I wanted to change, but he was there helping me along the way. I was there helping him, and it's just a great relationship and a great objective and project we were able to work out.
One of the brothers was over at my apartment, who I was pledging with, and he got a call from his mom that his grandfather had passed away, and his family wasn't taking it very well. He didn't take it very well, and for a lot of people, including myself, I know that one's family is their support system. So when when your family is collapsing, where is your support system? And I wanted to be that support system for him and help him through that. And modestly so, I think I did. My mom was actually diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer February of 2020. And that made a big impact on my family. And like him, my family is my primary support system. So when that kind of fell apart, I didn't really know where to turn. But the best part about the whole situation is that him, along with a couple other guys, caught me before I even fell. They noticed that something was up. They noticed that things were wrong. And they came and approached me about it. And I was always comfortable opening up to them, and I was really glad that they did it, coming to me first. And they've definitely helped me. They definitely helped me during that time, and they've helped me through it as the process has gone on. So I'm extremely thankful to have another primary support system here.
I've had the privilege to work with Kevin Stein and Dikaia this past year. I never really knew entirely about their mission prior to joining the executive board, but since then I've gotten a lot of knowledge as to what they're doing, what their aim is, whether it's $100 or $1,000 or whatever it is. I think the kids appreciate that help, and also being recognized by someone bigger than yourself, a board, a bunch of adults kind of like recognizing kids for their achievements academic wise and stuff. It's a nice affirmation to get a scholarship and to know that someone was looking at your body of work and that you did a good enough job to deserve that. So it's a morale boost on top of the financial boost.
There's other things I think the alumni can help out upon. It's just like a simple phone call or connection can go a long way. I mean, personally, I'd rather have someone I can like talk to about career aspirations and things of the sort and goals rather than $50 here or there. So I think the personal and human connection goes a lot farther, and I'd like to see that grow.
Some of us come from not so well off families, and I think that not everyone understands each other's financial needs and struggles. So having the support of alumni to help make our goals as a chapter or individuals a success really does mean a lot to the brothers, not only who receive them, but it's nice to see your own fellow brothers succeed rather than being held back due to financial restrictions.
And I think it's really important to celebrate our strengths. So when it comes to these scholarships, I really hope that they continue, and I think that they pose a really great benefit to the chapter because it's not every day that you see people with such generosity willing to give back so much.